The way you make a person feel in your presence can have a vital effect on the outcome of a conversation. Whether we engage in a conversation with a family member, a friend, a stranger, or a client with whom we are working together, as a matter of fact, this connection we create with a client is probably one, if not the element to develop. If we really want to make our clients feel comfortable around us and open up in our presence. To bring this into the context of coaching, how do we as coaches actually define rapport? Why is it so important to us? And above all, how can we nurture the coach-client relationship in a way that helps us build rapport with a client? Hello fellow coach, my name is Ekram Gençasan and I'm going to be your host for this educational session as we dive into all the questions you may have around coaching and entrepreneurship. Rapport is a key driver between human relationships. Therefore, to ensure that we not only develop the skills but even more form the foundation of a sustainable coaching practice, we get to be clear on what to evolve in the domain of our coaching to help our clients drive results the best way we can. So, what is rapport? So, rapport basically describes the creation of an invisible bond between two individuals, and may it be invisible or not. This important connection between the two of you is key to any relationship. Especially in a coaching relationship, does rapport enforce the component of trust, which translates to your client's trust level towards you as a coach and the environment you create for them. Do they feel safe around you to share their deepest and most challenging questions right now in this moment? So did you ensure an atmosphere that allows your clients to be open to your cooperation as they work with you in a very sensitive domain of theirs? If not, your client will feel that the connection isn't based on a foundation of true and genuine love, and the connection will either suffer throughout all of your sessions or will be entirely lost. But there must be a way of me being able to tell that my client and I just clicked, you may ask, right? And yes, there is. You will know that you have established a solid foundation of rapport once your client shifts their responses from fact and purely information-based answer to a more emotional one. I don't mean by that that they should be in front of you and cry all the sessions. The emphasis here is more on the way they share it. So they can either tell you, during my week I had 2 conflict situations with some of my co-workers in such a neutral way, or you won't believe what just happened to me in this week. On Tuesday, I got into an argument with a co-worker on a topic of ... Immediately a different vibe in the conversation as they get fired up to show what they have experienced. But before you engage in a new coach-client relationship, remember that every human being is different and unique. With this in mind, we have to approach every coaching session with an open mind that one thing that works perfectly fine with one client doesn't have to apply to another client. But we certainly can say as well that there are specific elements that always have to be present in your coaching sessions. One additional side note before we get started: regardless of an official and solid agreement that you have in place, No rapport equates to your client being in need of more time to open up with you, or probably even doesn't open up at all. So let's explore together how to build rapport in a coaching session. Although rapport builds over time and it can't be artificially fabricated, there are techniques that you can use. The first thing on today's list on rapport building in a coaching session starts before the session itself. Get to know your client. In getting to know your client prior to your initial session, you help yourself as you facilitate building that bridge. Yeah? This will make your session easier, as you will already be aware of some ways that you can create rapport, and an important area that you want to focus on to solve for yourself could potentially be: who are you meeting? More specifically, what do you know about them? Is it basically an entrepreneur, a dad, a mom, with or without children? In what kind of activities does the person engage in? And do they travel often? Is there probably a place that you wanted to go yourself to? Because hobbies and traveling are always nice things to find a connection, whether it is that you have the same or always thought about doing it. Yeah, it's an easy small talk starter for any coach-client relationship. Ask them about their trip to, let's say, Thailand. Get to know more about their hobby of mixed martial arts. As different as your clients can be, so can be your questions. But very important, it should be done out of genuine interest. Yeah? So I really invite you to research, not stalking, your client before you start working with them. Look at their social profiles. What is important to them? Do they stand for something? Or probably do they stand against something? Get a picture of that. Next up, and number 2 on our list, is to keep eye contact with the individual in front of you. In doing so, you signalize to your client that they are the focus of your attention in this moment. They get to feel seen and heard from your end. Yeah? And whether it is in a physical setting or a virtual setting, make sure to establish that eye contact with your clients. Do not turn your video off. Yeah, like I repeat, do not turn your video off, and whether online or offline, do not focus your attention too much on your notes. Focus more on them. Yeah, eye contact is a tool to create trust. But we're talking here about a soft gaze towards them rather than staring at them without blinking an eye. Yeah, that would be kind of creepy, right? Yeah, and if your attention is on the notes, vice versa, they don't get really the impression that you really want to help them. It is already an uncomfortable moment if the client speaks and you take all of those notes. Yeah, they even might get afraid of all the potential negative things. Yeah, I mean negative in terms of whatever they say, that you might use it against them or so. Yeah, so just be attentive, look at them and make them feel understood. Yeah, and in terms of a ratio, get to probably 60% of the time eye contact. Yeah, so way above is kind of creepy, as we said, and way below conveys no real interest, and that is what you are going to get out of it as well. So no interest in opening up to you will be your result, and we actually do not want to have that. Another physical message that you deliver comes with number 3. Use open body language, or probably better even to say strategic body language. Yeah, crossed arms tell you what? It may be a subtle sign of you being closed, can it be? So clients can have a million of thoughts in that second, like, and I thought that as a client, I shall open up, but if my coach is closed, how shall I do that? Or even more, there might be partly a judgmental connotation to it, and that you're not really confident in all of what the client is sharing with you. So even if the client may do so, you will, just by mirroring them, not a minute-to-minute copy of every move of your client, but rather using some gestures they are familiar with, like using, you will be surprised how they will open up to you. Yeah, so strategic body language is all about matching your body posture and your gestures to the ones of your client. Yeah, if the client leans forward, do so as well. If they lean backwards, do so as well. If the client does, for example, this particular gesture or like this thinking, yeah, use the same one later in the conversation in a subtle way. Yeah, we are not a copy of them. We just do our part and familiarize them with their own gestures and postures and how we are quite alike. Yeah, so we're really pretty much the same. And let me ask you this: how much easier it is to bond with someone similar to us? Way easier, yeah? And my advice to you, or I invite you to this, use that knowledge to your advantage when building rapport, yeah? Make the client feel quite alike like you as a coach are, yeah? It's a people-to-people connection. One gesture from your end and a gesture from the client, and they feel like, whoa, isn't that some movement that I actually do when I'm thinking, yeah, that I'm stirring up a little bit. So yeah, really use that knowledge to your advantage. Go for it. Next up, number 4 on our list to build rapport with clients is to share personal stories. What I mean by that is that you have, for example, a client who talks about having a hard time because their child is not going to bed, or let's say doesn't want to go to school. How familiar is that? Yeah? So if you happen to have children yourself and had to experience these moments, share how you had to experience these moments. Say, I really understand your feelings, and then maybe how you discovered something to solve this issue. I felt the same way until I ... Yeah, so depending on the situation, yeah, you may give an example. Yeah, if you don't have children yourself, take an example of your family or friends, someone you know, or just let them know that they are not alone with this. Yeah, like this, you allow the client to find the vulnerability inside of you, resonate with you, and as a result, it has a strong rapport building component to it. Yeah, they should be like, oh, I see myself in this person. I can relate to that person. Yeah, and if someone shares a story that had a deep impact on them and you are able to relate back, yeah, to them about that story, that's when you hit the nail on the head. Last but not least on our list for today is number 5. Celebrate wins. As you get to work with your clients from day to day, week by week, and both of you are fully engaged in driving the progress, put an emphasis on the small wins you have gained from session to session. Highlight your clients' accomplishments over the course of the past few weeks or months, so that they really understand where you started and what you have accomplished so far. Yeah, let them know how proud they can be of themselves. They have put in the work, so it is their right to be proud of themselves. Yeah, in sharing all of this, your clients are going to appreciate you for guiding them along the journey, and as they realize this improvement was thanks to your help, they will create an even stronger sense of appreciation towards your support and trust your capabilities on a higher level and open up more deeply and share without any worries. And here is the place that you can be proud of yourself, yeah? These small wins create rapport. At times, summarizing and keeping book on all the accomplishments you two already had enforce that feeling of trust in you, yeah? That's where you want to go, yeah? Especially in getting a better understanding after 3 months compared to, let's say, 1 week of working together with your client, you'll get to know how they celebrate, yeah? You will get to know which things they celebrate, and you as well get a chance to let them celebrate themselves for things they didn't just do before, yeah? Take them on an adventure and celebrate that, for example, at work, they managed to turn off their phone and bang out some deep work time blocks without picking up every 5 minutes their phone to check their notification. Small wins that accumulate to huge success, yeah? Literally, reflect back, if applicable, to something from 2 to 3 weeks ago, as you know what they are going through, yeah? Prior to your session, they had maybe an argument with a colleague and got all enraged, and now the last time that situation occurred, they took a step back and solved the issue in a calm way. Awesome, yeah? That's something to celebrate. Highlight that part, yeah? And while all of these things may require some more time to implement in your coaching sessions until they become second nature, a step-by-step introduction will not only facilitate it for you to get a handle on all these points just mentioned, yeah, but as well give you a chance to evolve in their application from session to session, yeah? So check in whether your client, when they celebrate, they just have a movement like, yes, yeah, like really, and go for that, yeah? Make them really do that gesture, yeah? And celebrate it together with them, yeah? That will just enforce really that feeling and will make them feel even closer to you, yeah? So just try it out, and whether it's about the gesture or whether we are talking here about things like the example with the colleagues, find these opportunities to highlight them. Tell them, wow, did you just notice what you have shared with me? And let's celebrate this one, yeah? Just bring that situation in front of our eyes, understand it, like really realize what just has happened and the improvement from these past weeks to today and how we have improved as a person, yeah? Go for it, really do it, celebrate together, yeah? We are going to celebrate as well so many things, yeah? Yeah, let's do it. In summary, rapport in coaching is about really being able to put yourself into the shoes of your client, really tuning in to who they are, where they're coming from, and how they are feeling. It is about being 100% on their wavelength, yeah? And you know that you have achieved that stage when your conversations just flow, yeah? You start to feel what it is like to be in the situation, and it may feel like you're just talking to a close friend. So with rapport, you can enforce the speed of not just opening up to you, but your client is with you on the same page to tackle their biggest challenges together with you, yeah? Without rapport between you and your client, you have no genuine relationship, and without a genuine relationship, you will never be able to fully help your clients reach their full potential. And in order to practice rapport, yeah, and really your rapport building skills, I invite you to connect with 3 people that you don't know and practice creating rapport with them. It can be with other coaches, someone you get to know at a party, event, or even the person who serves you in the coffee shop or restaurant. Get out of your comfort zone and practice building rapport with strangers you happen to get to know today, yeah? There you go. These were my 5 tools on how to build rapport in a coaching session. And with this, we're going to finalize today's time together. These were all the essential things to get started on rapport building with your clients and to strengthen the bond between the two of us. You two can do actually something, yeah? Let's connect with each other via the comment section down below, or feel free to shoot me a message in private and I'll make sure to respond to every single one of you, yeah? And if you happen to enjoy today's session on rapport building, share it with a fellow coach so that they too can enjoy it. I appreciate you taking the time, and I see you again in our next session. Peace.